We don't want government from either fringe. And I think the Republicans are presently too beholden to the right wing of their party. Fundamentalists, people who characterize themselves as Christian. It's not my kind of Christianity, but they characterize themselves that way. And I think they bring too much of a hard edge and too much of a right-wing approach. And I think most Americans are uncomfortable with that. Most Americans want to see government from the middle. I think we offer that and bring that. I know our two candidates for the U.S. Senate bring that. I hasten to add that we have 5 of the 9 congressmen from Tennessee, congresspersons from Tennessee, are Democrats. And ours are blue dog Democrats. They're good, hardworking, good, solid Democrats, but they call themselves blue dogs because they have a focus on economic issues, to be sure that we are a fiscally sound country. Here in Nashville, we're blessed to have Jim Cooper as our congressman, and he's one of the finest congressmen in the Congress. And he's joined by his colleagues, Congressman Ford, Congressman Lincoln Davis, Congressman John Tanner. It's just wonderful to have this caliber of congressmen. And of course, the dean of the delegation is Congressman Bart Gordon in our neighboring county, Rutherford County, and around that region. These are good, solid Democrats who are interested in governing with fiscal sensibility. The deficit is going to be a huge issue nationally. The absence of a sound energy plan is going to be a huge issue nationally, as it is in Tennessee. It's a terrible thing to waste the energy resources we have, which is happening right now because we have an ineffective system of conserving resources. It is no answer to drill for more oil. The answer is to develop alternative energy resources.
You know, in looking at over the last 2 or 3 minutes, let's think in terms of the Democrats in the presidential election. I think that most people would admit that Mr. Bush has been there for 2 terms, and that well, he's not running again, and so it seems that there seems to be an open field. Now, when you talk to your counterparts around the nation, what seems to be the sentiment in terms of what the party ought to do in terms of trying to capture this election this time?
You know, it's really interesting. People say that 6 months is a political lifetime, so we've got a number of political lifetimes before 2008. There are a number of people out there, of course, who have let it be known one way or the other that they'd be interested in the candidacy. As a party, as a national party, what we Democrats are looking for is a candidate who will speak to the middle and who will be attractive in the heartland. We know that from bitter experience that we can't win by focusing only on the coasts and only on states that are so-called blue states. Instead, Democrats have to do as we've traditionally done, and that is to appeal to people all across the country, and especially in the heartland. And since we in Tennessee are especially in the heartland, Tennessee is uniquely positioned. We border more states than any other state in the Union. We're right in the middle of the eastern part of the United States. We're a border state, as they say. We're a southern state, but we're a Midwestern state as well. And so Tennessee is a really critical state. It's a harbinger state. So I look for a candidate that will be attractive across the board nationally. And there are a number of people who are out there campaigning right now. I'd hate to mention anyone in particular because it might suggest that I or our party favor that person. And presently, I'll be honest with you, I don't favor everyone. I'm listening, I'm watching, I want to see who emerges, I want to see the kinds of issues that these candidates think are important. I want to see how they speak to the American people.
Very good, and of course, Mr. Tuke, let us well, I think this is about the last segment here, and of course we're getting near the end of the segment, but let me say before, over the last 30 seconds that we have, that we appreciate the kind of information, because that's essentially what we wanted to do, to get some sentiment in reference to the Democratic Party and in spite of the fact that we introduced you as gave you an opportunity to be partisan, we understand exactly what you said in reference to where the party stands. And I don't think that it's a partisan position that you've taken in terms of demonstrating what the Democratic Party stands for and what the party has done. And of course, let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.